You know it's going to be a special day when your wife starts drinking wine at 10 o'clock in the morning because the baby needs to see mommy having fun. Nothing says happy family like boxed Merlot before the birthday cake gets cut. I'm Marcus Hayes, 41 years old, IT project manager, and apparently the world's most clueless husband. Today is my daughter Emma's first birthday, and our house on Oakwood Drive is packed with relatives, neighbors, and Jessica's work friends who barely tolerate my existence. The party is in full swing. Derek Stone, Jessica's business consultant, lounges by the pool like he owns the place. My only real friend Ryan nurses a beer and mutters, "Guy's got more muscles than brain cells." By 4 o'clock, Jessica and her friend Lauren are properly drunk, giggling by the kitchen island. I'm cleaning up wrapping paper when I hear Lauren ask, "So, when are you going to tell Marcus the truth about Emma?" My hands freeze. The party noise fades into background static. Jessica's laugh is sharp, bitter. Why would I do that? He's a perfectly good co-parent. Besides, nobody knows Emma's really Michael's baby, not Marcus's. I used the seed Michael stored before he died. Now there was a real man, Michael, her ex-husband who died in a motorcycle accident 3 years ago. The love of her life I could never measure up to. Marcus has no idea, Lauren whispers. The fertility clinic was very discreet. He never questioned why Emma looks nothing like him. Men are so stupid about these things. My legs feel like water. Emma isn't mine. My daughter, the center of my world, shares no DNA with me. Michael would have wanted his daughter to have a good life, Jessica continues. Marcus provides that. He's stable, boring, safe, everything Michael wasn't. Sometimes I look at Emma and see Michael's eyes, his smile. It's like having a piece of him back. That night, after the last guest leaves and Jessica passes out, I pack a single bag. I pull out Emma's birth certificate and cross out my name with a black marker. I leave it on Jessica's pillow with a note. "Since I'm just the co-parent, you won't be needing my signature anymore." My phone explodes with messages. 53 missed calls by the time I check into a motel. The last text comes at 3 a.m. "I know you heard what I said. It doesn't change anything. You're still her father in every way that matters." I turn off my phone and stare at the ceiling. Tomorrow I'll start figuring out how to destroy the woman who destroyed me. The lawyer's office smells like leather and broken dreams. Paternity fraud is difficult to prove, Mr. Stevens says, adjusting his glasses. Even if you can establish deliberate deception, you may still be the legal
Innovate
father
and
since
captivate.
you signed the birth certificate. I hand him my phone with the recording I made. Jessica, hungover and defensive, repeating her confession. "This is good," Stevens says, "but prepare yourself for a long fight." Within days, Jessica moves through denial, anger, and straight to emotional blackmail. Emma keeps asking for daddy. How can you do this to her? Even my mother takes her side. Biology isn't everything, Marcus. You're being selfish. Then Ryan tells me something that changes everything. My wife saw your mom and Jessica having lunch at the country club with Derek. They looked pretty cozy. The pattern becomes clear. Jessica's sudden yoga retreats with my mother. Derek always knowing my schedule. How long has this been going on? I'm walking out of a coffee shop when a black SUV comes screaming around the corner. I have maybe 2 seconds to realize it's Jessica behind the wheel before I dive between parked cars. The SUV clips my leg, sending me rolling across the asphalt. "Someone call 911, a woman shouts. "That maniac just tried to kill this man." At the hospital, Detective Williams takes my statement. The security footage is clear. Jessica accelerated when she saw me, swerved to hit me, and kept driving. They arrest her for attempted vehicular homicide, but Jessica makes bail in 6 hours. By evening, she's playing the wronged wife for anyone who will listen. She files counterclaims alleging I was physically abusive, that I have anger issues, and threatened to kill her and Derek. She has witnesses: my mother, Lauren, Derek himself. The local news picks up the story. Suburban mother arrested after domestic dispute turns violent. They use Jessica's professional headshot and a grainy photo of me. Guess which one makes me look like an unhinged lunatic. That night, Jessica does a TV interview, Emma on her lap. Marcus was always controlling, she says, voice barely above a whisper. When I told him about Emma's paternity, he exploded. Said he'd kill me before he'd let another man's child inherit his money. The segment ends with her GoFundMe page for legal expenses. It's already raised $12,000. I drive to Derek's gym. Time to go on offense. I know you're sleeping with my wife, I say. He laughs nervously. Dude, that's crazy talk. I show him photos from the country club. Derek and Jessica holding hands, his hand on her thigh. How do you think your clients will react when they find out their trainer is a homewrecker? Next, I go to Jessica's office. When she emerges from a meeting, I play the recording of her confession in the lobby. Her voice fills the space, admitting to fraud, calling me stupid, laughing about her deception. This is the woman representing your company's integrity, I announce to her clients. A woman who commits paternity fraud and tries to run down her husband with an SUV. By evening, someone uploads the confrontation to social media. Paternity fraud starts trending. For the first time in days, public opinion shifts my way. But Jessica isn't done. You're going to regret this, Marcus, she hisses over the phone. I promise you that. My mother dies on a Tuesday. At the funeral, Jessica plays the grieving pseudo-daughter-in-law. She brings Emma, who runs to me crying, Daddy, before Jessica pulls her away. My cousin Daniel confronts me at the reception. Heard you've been causing trouble for Jessica. Your mom thought she was a good woman. She didn't know the whole story, I say. Daniel shoves me hard. I stumble backward into the coffee table, sending cups crashing to the floor. The room goes silent except for Emma's crying. Mission accomplished, Jessica. You've turned my own family against me. But then Ryan tells me something interesting. Derek's been bragging about his rich girlfriend at the gym. Says she's going to help him expand his business once her divorce comes through. Jessica doesn't have that kind of money. Exactly. So where is it coming from? The answer comes 3 days later when Derek's ex-wife Patricia calls me. Derek's been stealing from his business partners, she says, sliding a folder across the table. And your wife's been helping him launder the money through her company's accounts. I stare at the bank statements, receipts, and emails showing 2 years of financial fraud. Why are you showing me this? Patricia's smile is sharp as a knife. I want to watch them burn. I take the evidence to the FBI. Agent Rodriguez reviews the documents with growing interest. This shows clear money laundering. Over $200,000 in the past year. That's federal prison time. While the FBI builds their case, I contact a local blogger who specializes in suburban scandals. For $5,000, he agrees to publish a detailed exposé. Suburban soccer mom's web of lies. Paternity fraud, embezzlement, and attempted homicide. The story goes viral. Jessica's GoFundMe gets shut down. Her employer puts her on leave. But I'm not done. Derek's gym is hosting its annual fitness expo. I arrive early with a van full of equipment. As Derek gives his presentation on achieving your best self and talks about integrity, I connect my laptop to the sound system. Bank statements showing his embezzlement project onto the wall behind him. Speaking of moral character, my voice echoes through the speakers. Let's talk about Derek Stone's real achievements. The crowd gasps as I show photos of Derek with Jessica, recordings of her admitting to fraud, video clips of her TV interviews next to her real voice. This man is obsessed, Derek shouts. Obsessed. I laugh. The FBI will be arresting you both next week for embezzlement and money laundering. Security reaches me, but the damage is done. Derek's reputation is destroyed, his business ruined. Monday morning, I wait outside the courthouse for the custody hearing. Jessica arrives looking haggard. Marcus, we need to talk, she says. No, we don't. We need to let a judge hear the truth. Inside, Judge Chun reviews the evidence with obvious disgust. Miss Hayes, you've been charged with paternity fraud, embezzlement, money laundering, and attempted vehicular homicide. Your credibility is essentially zero. Furthermore, your attempts to alienate the child from her father are deeply troubling. Jessica stands. Your Honor, Marcus isn't even Emma's biological father. Sit down, Miss Hayes. Biology isn't the only factor in determining parenthood. Mr. Hayes has been this child's father in every meaningful way for 2 years. The judge awards me full custody with supervised visitation for Jessica. As we leave, reporters surround us. Mr. Hayes, how does it feel to get your daughter back? I look at Jessica, broken and humiliated, finally facing consequences. It feels like justice. That evening, I pick up Emma. She runs to me like nothing's changed, like the past month of hell never happened. Daddy, I missed you. I missed you too, Princess. As I buckle her into her car seat, she looks up at me with those bright eyes. Michael's eyes, I now know, but it doesn't matter. She's mine in every way that counts. Are we going home, Daddy? Yes, sweetheart. We're going home. Jessica gets 5 years in federal prison. Derek gets 3. 6 months later, Emma and I are living in a new house across town. She's thriving, making friends, laughing again. The divorce is finalized on a Tuesday. New house, new job, new life built on truth instead of lies. Sometimes late at night when Emma's asleep, I think about Jessica in her prison cell, finally understanding that actions have consequences. That you can't build a life on lies and expect it to last. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I prefer mine flaming, with a side of public humiliation and federal prison time.